People's Democratic Party Board of Trustees called for forgiveness, dialogue and unity to resolve the party's lingering internal crisis. The board chairman, Senator Adolphe Swabara, stated this in his remarks at the Party National Executive Committee 99th meeting held on Tuesday in Abuja. He said while PDP had faced internal and external challenges, and in most cases self-inflicted challenges, it had also witnessed the enduring strength of members' ideals, the resilience of its structures, and the loyalty of millions of Nigerians who still believe in the party as the most credible platform for national transformation. He said that members must be honest with themselves. There was still much work to do. He urged party leaders to initiate a genuine and structural reconciliation process led by respected elders, extending hands of peace to all aggrieved members. Wabara emphasized the need for the party to remain open to fresh ideas, new members and all Nigerians who believe in justice, equity and good governance. He said that Nigerians were looking for leadership that listens, leadership that delivers and leadership that reacts, urging PDP to rise to the occasion. That is Senator Adolphe Swabara, the head PDP Board of Trustees chairman, speaking. What do you make of his position? I
don't know why he was not he was not addressed as embattled, because I know that there are issues surrounding his chairmanship of the BoT. But I think the PDP, though they are coming late, the PDP seems to be ready to play the role of opposition.
How?
From the tone of the chairman, that there should be calling for genuine peace and reconciliation in the party. That's what the party would have done. But the issue is that will party members adhere to
the question would be, is Adolphe Swabara not part of the crisis? The BoT took part in the crisis in PDP. One would expect that the BoT would play an advisory role, but BoT has been very, very partisan in the crisis in PDP. The board, the Senator Adolphe Swabara, at some point there was, I think, a controversy that stemmed from his state, where he endorsed an opposition governor for 2027, where he applauded him, commended him, and endorsed him. Meanwhile, he's occupying one of the highest offices in the party, and when he was called out on it by the party state executive and branch executive at the lower level, he went ahead to say, I said what I said, right? And he was not apologetic about it. So I'm trying to make sense of the role that PDP Board of Trustees has played, the role that Senator Wabara himself has played in the whole saga that has played out in PDP, and I'm trying to marry it with his statements. Does he at this point have the locus to come out and call for structural reconciliation, when ordinarily one would say the Board of Trustees would have taken, welded into the situation and used their powers, their advisory powers, to mediate and make sure that fences are amended? Don't you think this call is coming late at this point in time?
I agree with you that Senator Adolphe Swabara and the BoT also contributed to the crisis in PDP. And like you rightly pointed out, it seems we are going into another style of politicking where you can remain in your party
and endorse someone.
But
that's what's going on.
That's what's going on in the country.
Governor Emo, no.
Yeah.
Even the FCT minister himself.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember a lot of governors that in recent times have been endorsing opposition candidates.
Yes, that's it. So,
and actually, candidate that has not even said, "Oh, I'm going to run for second term.
Yes.
I'm coming out." They are actually encouraging the person to come and run for election against his party.
It seems to be a new style of politics in Nigeria.
It started in 2023.
Even here in River State, you see APC members attending PDP functions. PDP members attending PDP function. In fact, in one of the events, I saw both PDP chairman and APC chairman in the same function. So it's a new style of politics.
But it's not enmity. They are not enemies.
No, but it was not like that before now.
Was it a political function?
It was a social function anyway.
Freedom of association.
But before now, it seems that like opposition is a no-go area.
Yeah, you're not found in the same space with them.
Because they're always attacking each other. But now we are seeing another style of politics. Now, like
politics without bitterness.
Okay, politics without
bitterness. If I may give it that name.
I don't think it's
politics without bitterness.
Well, so if we say that maybe Senator Adolphus Wabra is also trying to do politics without bitterness, why he retained his membership in the PDP. But like he said, Adolphus also played a role in the crisis in the PDP. He contributed because he used to pretend over one of the highest leadership positions in the PDP. And they have also taken side in the crisis in the PDP. But no, but I'm looking at his score. I'm looking at is that are you sure the man has not repented?
Well, if he has repented, yes. That's the thing. One would expect that leaders take responsibility.
Yeah.
Well, probably if he has repented, like you said, like he said, he's calling for forgiveness. Probably the BoT owes PDP an apology for failing the party when the party needed them, needed their direction, and advice, impartial advice from them. Probably the BoT failed, and Adolphus Wabara, on the other hand, was playing politics and taking sides, just like the BoT in this. And I think at some point the BoT was even divided.
Yeah.
The BoT under the leadership of Adolphus Wabara
was divided.
And I dare say still is divided. So how are you calling for forgiveness, for unity and dialogue when BoT needs to go back first and mend themselves?
Well, maybe let me believe that it is not everything that was discussed in the meeting that was reported. Maybe the PDP, I'm assuming that the PDP want to move forward now, and that's why because they were not able to hold NEC meeting, if you recall. It was difficult for them to hold.
They had cancelled NEC meetings
several
times.
So
six.
Yes. So
six
for them
times.
to be able to put their house in order to hold NEC meeting, meaning that maybe they are very willing to make peace. So, and Senator Adolphus Wabara coming out to make such a call. Fine, we wish them well. For me, we need the opposition. It's not just the ruling party. It is the beauty of democracy to have a viable opposition. But the PDP has failed Nigeria to provide that platform for a viable opposition. But from what they are doing, there is another angle I'm looking at it. Now the PDP is coming out very late to say, okay, we want to move forward, we want to make peace, we want to reconcile, we want to look at the structure. There are first issues within the PDP. I don't know how they are going to resolve all that. The issue, the national chairman of the party has vowed not to relinquish his position for anybody. That's one big area that has caused serious crisis in the PDP. So I don't know how the PDP intend to resolve all that. I wish them well. But again, because the PDP is making preparation to unseat the incumbent president. And then, on the other hand, the Atiku, who seems to be the leader of the PDP as of today, is also making arrangements with other political parties to form alliance. What that means is that my party do not have what it takes to confront the incumbent. Now he's looking for merger, which at the end of the day, from the look of things, PDP may not be in existence again. They may have to adopt another political party like the APC did to confront.
They may or may not.
They may, but Atiku.
You know that Atiku has a faction. Atiku, I think at this point there are two leaders battling in PDP: the FCT minister and Atiku.
Yeah.
And recall that the crisis in PDP became this balkanized because of Atiku's persistent presidential ambition as against the gentleman's agreement of zoning the presidency to the south. Correct. Now, Atiku's faction, some of them, they are still in PDP, as it were. Probably they are waiting for the coalition talks to finalize before they officially move to the coalition. Recall that the coalition, on the other hand, had adopted ADC. But then it's still shady. They have announced that they have adopted it. But then it's not so clear as well, because other political parties are also in talks with them. So it's not yet cast in stone. On the other hand, you have the Labour Party factor playing out in the coalition as well. However, even if Atiku's faction decides to go with Atiku and they are pushing for merger with the coalition, the Wike faction and some other persons that are neither Atiku nor Wike may be against PDP losing its name and its importance and its fame to the coalition. They may stand against it. So are you seeing PDP collapsing into the coalition, or are you seeing a huge defection from PDP that will leave PDP even much more smaller than they are already?
Well, like you rightly pointed, the PDP is divided between Atiku and the FCT minister. And now Atiku is in talks with the coalition for a merger. If at the end of the day Atiku decides to pull out, I don't know if the FCT minister, who is a serving minister under President Tinubu, will want to remain in the PDP if Atiku decides to leave. So for now,
why wouldn't he want to remain? You recall that there was a time, let me remind you, there was a time in Nigeria when PDP was almost dead.
Yeah.
And then the FCT minister was the then governor in Rivers State. In fact, Rivers resources, so much of Rivers resources went into building PDP again.
Yeah.
I'm saying this, it is what it is. So much of Rivers, let me repeat it again, so much of Rivers resources went down the drain in building PDP to what it is again, while Atiku was vacationing abroad.
Yeah.
And then when PDP became strong, Atiku came back to run for presidency on the same platform that he abandoned. That's a reality that Nigerians need to be aware of. Now, if you say if Atiku pulls out, PDP will collapse, one will say even when Atiku was not active and PDP was collapsing, one man built it again. But now the difference here is then he was the governor.
Yeah.
So certain resources at his disposal, he may not have it currently, right now. That's a major factor to consider. Then secondly, he's working for the opposition party as it is. So will he want to openly work against his boss? Are we looking at after 2027, the party will start building itself again?
So, like he said, no, but for now, I cannot predict what will happen to PDP if Atiku decide to leave. Because, like we said, the party is divided between Atiku Abubakar and the FCT minister. And if Atiku decide to move to the coalition to form a stronger opposition against the incumbent president, and remaining supporters of the FCT minister, who
and also neutral members.
No, okay, or maybe the neutral members, those who don't belong to any of the faction, will have to remain in PDP. So my point is, with what Atiku is doing and with the role the FCT minister is playing in the government of President Tinubu, PDP, if the merger succeed, PDP may be a thing of the past. Okay. Because by the time Atiku leaves, those with the FCT minister may not be in PDP, or even if they are in PDP, because the FCT minister have also said he's going to work for the re-election of the president. So PDP is more like, it's not, obviously not
like
going to
shell of itself. They will have to wait till 2031
to start rebuilding the party.
Interesting times.